Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's Thomas Ruse-Bazar with the Poet Warriors, coming back at you with another film capsule review. This one I saw. I streamed it. It just kind of popped on to my consciousness, and it was called The Line. Recent film. I don't know who it's directed by. I'm sorry, I should know these things, but I wanted to talk about the film. It basically is a film about a fraternity hazing and how that could go to extremes, and that whole bro atmosphere of this, I guess, small school in the South, or I guess it was the South because I got that sense. And this fraternity with a long history, and the dynamics within that, and the pledges, and for the first 80% of the film, I thought it was funny. I thought it was a little disturbing. I thought the director did a great job of capturing this milieu, this life, this reality of the fraternity and the new pledges, and especially one pledge that really kind of stood up to not just the hazing, but the that how should I say, that journey to become, to get accepted into the fraternity. One spoke up, and I love that character. What the director did with that character early on was this kind of smug, kind of standoffish. Didn't say much, but you could tell in the demeanor that this pledge was causing some drama, some tension with the older guys, more established guys. There was some infighting about what they should do with them. Should they even make him a pledge, kick him out? Eventually, because of the leader of the frat, they said, no way, this guy would be great to be part of our fraternity. Anyway, there was this, and then there was a love story, of course, which it would have been interesting because one of the main characters, played by Andrew Wolf, who I've seen before, has done some terrific work, a young actor who was great in this, very torn between these camps and alliances, and I think that he was falling for this African American student who was very strong-willed. He and then there was that tension of his. This very, you could take it as racist, this fraternity. In some ways, there's those undertones of, good old boy South, frat boy, bro life, where they saw him walking alongside this African American that they, said things like, what are you doing? What, you crazy? Very Caucasian-centric, white-centric world where he was kind of breaking out of because he was falling for that. But then that piece, it started going, and I wish the director did more with that. And then you see and of course, I don't want to give away too much. Things kind of get out of hand with the pledges. And this has happened before in real life, of course, and there is that not so much of the, was there a resolution? I don't want to give away too much, but Andrew Wolf's character, there was a realization as such, but that first 80% was pretty terrific, and then the female character came in, and where I thought that could have been focused on more if you were going to do with said female character. It almost just kind of ended, and it was like where you could play that out more a little bit to a resolution or not, which I felt it was just kind of cut off, that kind of this thing that could have been a major sense of tension, or the Andrew Wolf's character seeking another life and some type of freedom, breaking away from this crap of the fraternity and all that, the bonds, the shackles of the fraternity. But overall, I thought it was a decent film. A lot of films, usually after the climax, 75% in, 80% in, it loses its way. The resolution or not, or whatever, the last 20-25% of films that look promising, they dissolve into, well, what was the point, kind of. I got the point, but again, I think if that relationship, male female relationship, there was more of a ingrained into the separatist kind of camps, right? The the status quos that are being, maintained, and really shaking those up in a very strong and a very in your face kind of way, then I think this film just kind of ended almost. It was so promising in the way, it was biting, acerbic, funny, disturbing. There's a lot going on, and the director was handling it very well. It got to a point there where I was like, what happened? What what happened? And I think that's when, again, I'm saying it again, when that female character was introduced, I'm like, oh boy, okay, where are we going to go with this? And after, she was kind of, left the picture, so to speak, things are like, well, that was an easy out. Don't take the easy out, ladies and gentlemen. Fight to the very end, and that's what the director should have done. But it's okay. It was a good film. I think it's worth watching. Hopefully, you'll understand what I mean about that dynamic when she was introduced and how she just kind of, the line. Check it out. I think it's worth watching. Tasty.